Barely a week after the Ontario government restricted the size of gatherings to no more than 25 outdoors, hundreds of people gathered in Wasaga Beach for a weekend car meet that included street stunts. Charges have been laid, but this may be just an extreme example of a failure to physically distance in a province with a mushrooming increase in COVID-19 cases. Monday's confirmed case numbers, 700, is the highest daily spike since the first wave of the pandemic last spring, and the recent trend shows a second wave is here. Plus, the Ontario Modelling Collaborative predicts the province will surpass 1,000 cases a day by mid-October. Ontario's premier says the second wave could be worse than the first.
We know that this wave will be more complicated, more complex, but what we don't know yet is how bad the second wave will be. The reality is, it's up to each of us.
End of summer socializing may be partly to blame. Young people account for most of the recent confirmed cases, but the percentage is falling for those under 40, suggesting cases among older and vulnerable populations are rising.
People have gotten very casual, I think, at the end of summer, early fall, and we've seen that effect.
Indeed, hospitalizations in Ontario have almost doubled in the past week.
But the most alarming feature is the fact that now we're seeing an increase in hospitalization usage. And with the increase in hospitalization usage comes ICU usage, comes ventilator usage, and eventually deaths.
The province says it'll spend $52 million to hire and train more nurses and personal support workers. But the Ontario Hospital Association also wants restrictions in and around Toronto and Ottawa to target bars and restaurants and gyms, theaters, and church gatherings. The province wants desperately not to shut down the economy again.
We don't want to turn back a stage unless we absolutely have to, but if we do have to, we will, because the most important thing is the health and well-being of the people of Ontario.
A second wave of COVID-19 was expected in the fall, but experts are surprised at the speed with which it's apparently arrived. Eric Sorensen, Global News, Toronto.